Hello, it is Monday, December 26th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Monday puzzle. It is Boxing Day. I hope you had a nice Christmas, and I hope you enjoyed the bonus video that was up yesterday in lieu of the standard solve. We'll probably have another one in that series sometime in the next few days. So look forward to that, and I hope you enjoy that as well. But today is the standard crossword. It is the Monday crossword, of course, so a nice, simple, themed puzzle. Should be a gentle solve, and that's nice for a Boxing Day puzzle. So this nice, gentle edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Overfull Hitbox, Joseph Schwalbach, Joe Percy, and, as always, the invaluable Timothy Mark and the indomitable Schulmaster. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support in bringing us this series. And if you'd like to join their ranks as benefactors, you can get the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug by doing that by going to patreon.com/dailysolve or following a link in the description field underneath the video. And of course, following that same link will also allow you to become a patron at any level, for which you will gain access to all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week, such as this month's monthly bonus puzzle, which I think I had scheduled to go up yesterday. So that should be up there if you are a patron. And thank you to everybody who is a patron. All right. So do also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've not done so. And you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server at a link in the description field underneath the video as well. Nice, friendly chat community. And do also subscribe to the channel, and maybe tell a friend if you think you know somebody who might enjoy this. All right. Boy, it feels like ages since I've done one of these recordings, and of course it hasn't. It's been 2 days only, but it was strange solving the Times crossword on the phone app when I had a moment in lieu of doing it on video, because it's been a very long time since I've had that experience, and it was my experience every day for many years. But this was the first time in ages, so that was sort of surreal. Anyway, back to video solves, and this is a crossword by Kurt Weller, who I think this is only his second puzzle for the New York Times crossword, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving and see what sort of themed puzzle we have in store for ourselves today. A floating ice chunk could be a berg or a flow, an ice flow or an iceberg. Let's see if we can figure out which of those it's likely to be. Sound of an explosion could be a boom, so there we go, maybe an iceberg. And actress Garson of Goodbye, Mr. Chips. I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen that. Skunk's defense is its odor, and once upon a time is how fairy tales, for instance, often begin. Blank Mode of The Incredibles, that's Edna Mode, the costume designer character from The Incredibles. And Pink Floyd's The Wall, for one, is a rock opera concept album. And, maybe Greta Garson, is that somebody? Maybe not. Stick your tongue out, say, make a face in a generic sense. Let's see if that works. Landslide of wet sediment. Does something flow? A mud flow? Is that something? Kind of exam at school or the dentist. So an oral exam. Okay, that's looking all right. And what is this? Sounds from a sauna. Could be ahs, relaxing sounds. So Diva's Delivery could be an aria, so an opera singer performing a song from an opera. And House of Mirrors at a carnival for one could be a maze. House of Mirrors is often a maze. 97.5% of a penny. It must be the metal zinc. I wouldn't have known that off the top of my head, but there we go. It looks likely. Leon, who wrote Exodus. Leon Uris, I actually don't know how to pronounce this, is a writer. County in England or New Jersey? Oh, Essex. I think essentially this identical clue was in the crossword a few weeks ago. Identical clue with an identical answer. It might have been this verbatim. And loud, prolonged noises are dins. So a din is a loud, prolonged noise. Like old-fashioned railroad crossing signs. Old-fashioned. What is that getting at? Not sure. Tinder or Hinge, those are apps. So because this is an or clue, we're only referring to either Tinder or Hinge, which is an app as opposed to apps, which is what you might think when you first glance at that. Back in Black Band, that is a song by AC/DC. And College in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Looks like but I don't recognize it, I don't think. Honey-loving A.A. Milne character, so that would be Winnie the Pooh, the character now in the public domain, although not all of the work itself. Campus quarters could be a dormitory. And memory device like How I Wish I Could Calculate Pi. Oh, I don't think I know that one. So but it looks like a mnemonic. Oops. So is this the first? So H-I-W. I don't get it. Sorry. How I wish I could calculate pi. What does that stand for? I thought it was maybe going to be digits that comprise pi, but I don't see how that works. Oh, it is. It's the number of letters in each word. 314, because pi is 3.141592, etc. So there we go. It's the number of letters in each word. Okay, I've never seen that before. Well, there we go. That is the mnemonic. And I suppose I'll remember it now. Pass to a different owner as to a business is change hands. Business could change hands. A jewel could be a gem. Ron of Tarzan fame. Oh, Ron Ely? E-L-Y maybe? Is that person who played Tarzan? I'm not sure. An electric eel there. There we go. That's a fish. And best rap performance and best instrumental composition for 2. Those would be Grammy Awards, presumably. Okay, so it does look like Ron Ely. And complaint could be a gripe or a grouse, but grouse wouldn't fit. So gripe, it looks like. Crew team member, so crew, the sport of rowing. And Hershey's candy with a caramel center, that's a Rolo. Flying solo, if you're flying solo, you're alone. And you can't make me, I won't. Maker of an explosion, TNT. Oh, perhaps it makes a boom sound. So here we have pen in and close as on a farm is to pen in. And something that is upright is erect. So there we go. Rugby formation is what, a squad, I suppose? And is that right, or is that, I don't know. Epitome of precision. Oh, here's our theme. Or a description of 20, 34, and 43 across. Make a face, change hands. I wonder if this is switch something. Yeah, it looks like it is. Move on to a new topic of conversation, metaphorically. Switch topics? No. Switch lanes? Oh, these are watch metaphors. Or not metaphors, but sort of, they reference elements of watches. So the face of a watch, the hands of a watch. Epitome of precision. A Swiss watch? Or a chronometer, maybe? What is this looking for? Clockwork, I guess. It runs like clockwork. The epitome of precision. So, what is this? Might be wrong. Switch. Move on to a new topic of conversation. Switch gears. I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to move on to a new topic of conversation. There we go. That's what it is. So what is this? What is the rugby formation? I'm not sure. I don't know if I'll recognize it when I see it. I guess we'll just have to find out. The bitter part of an orange is the pith, and to thieve is to steal. Oops. This looks like hops. Yes, beer ingredient is hops. There we go. That's correct. Bit of Christmas candy could be a cane, a candy cane. And Princess who says, into the garbage, shoot Flyboy. That's Princess Leia from the film Star Wars. And to throw out is to discard something. To bag, actually, this could be a verb or a noun, but a bag is a sack, or to bag something is to sack it, I suppose. No, that's not really accurate. It's pretty much just the noun that is equivalent in this case. Get out of here could be scat, scram, and army no-shows are AWOLs, absent without leave. As someone corrects me every time I say away without leave, it is absent without leave. There we go. Yoke-wearing animals are oxen. And Nevada's biggest little city in the world, that is how Reno, Nevada bills itself. And if you understood something, you knew it. There we go. One-dimensional drawing is a line. 2 dimensions would be a plane. And a winter forecast often is snow. Venom neutralizer, I suppose, is an antitoxin. Oops, spelled that incorrectly. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. And spring forecast often, oh, there we go, rain. So there's a counterpart to our winter forecast often. A bridge could be a span, maybe. To bridge topics, you span them. Jacket fastener that's not a button could be a snap. Does that work? Yes, it does. And an aunt in Spanish is a tia, so there we go, that looks correct. And a traveler's stopover is an inn, so that looks correct as well. Quiet could be shush. And a witch is often characterized as a hag in fairy tales and so on, which sometimes start once upon a time, wherever that was. There it is. Blank trick, a hockey feat, a hat trick. Is that what, 3? 3, wins or whatever it is in a row or something? Or, 3 of whatever the category of thing is. I don't know. Like old-fashioned railroad crossing signs. Oh, X-shaped, I suppose. Right, okay. Are those, I didn't even realize those were old-fashioned, per se. Gives a lift. Elates or something? Wristwatch component, a strap. A wristwatch has a strap. Wristwatch. And balderdash is tripe, maybe? Total rot. Having had enough food, you could be sated. You've had enough food. To use an e-cigarette is to vape. And blank badge, award for a scout, a merit badge. And super could be extra or ultra. I think ultra seems more correct to me for super. Let's look at the downs here. Pirate's bottle full, yes, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. There we go. And takes a load off is rests, and then gives a lift is elevates. There we go. More literal than elates, although this could be metaphorical as well. Okay, what have we not seen? Finish last, say, is to lose a game, and a rainbow may be seen as a good omen, perhaps. The capital of Italia is Roma, which is, of course, the Italian for Rome, and user-friendly is a common phrase. And finally, to put a patch on, say, as an article of clothing would be to mend it. And a rugby formation is a scrum. I do recognize that now that I see it, but not until I got the crosses. And is that the puzzle? It is. So there we go. As promised and as expected, a nice, simple Monday puzzle with a precise theme, the epitome of precision, clockwork. So we make a face, we switch gears, change hands, and I suppose those things are examples of literal clockwork. You're performing clockwork, I suppose, when you construct a face or swap out gears or replace the hands of a watch or clock. So there we go. Very nice. And a simple theme for a nice early week themed crossword. Hope you enjoyed it. And that's that for today's puzzle and today's video. I'll be back. Well, I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. We'll have to see. I may or may not be back tomorrow. And but either way, there will be a video. There will either be the daily puzzle or there will be the next entry in that series of sort of new ideas in New York Times Daily Crosswords that I began yesterday. So look out for a new video either way. In any case, thanks for joining me. I hope you join me tomorrow for whichever video it is. And until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Monday. Take care.